Holy egg, we are live. Welcome to the Chain Dogs podcast, where we talk about everything theme parks, amusement parks, from all over the world. Thank you so much for joining us. If you are listening to this on podcast form, just to let you know, we do this every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Come and join us on the Chain Dogs YouTube channel, the Chain Dogs podcast YouTube channel. Get involved in the chat. That's where it's at. So, how are you all doing, everyone? We good?
Egg.
Yeah, yes.
Egg.
Don't, because I'm in the stupidest of moods. You're only going to regret it.
Hello, chat. How you doing?
Yes. How are we all doing?
Really good.
Let's see who's in the chat. We've got Gecko, we got Chris, we got Gemma, we have that ginger one, not Carl. We have Neil, we have Pete, we have Kira, we have NF Attractions, we have Lloyd, we have John, we have
Brian, we have Keith.
Yeah, we have Brian. Just wait until someone noticed it.
Gemma's the only one who's noticed. I'm disappointed.
Gemma's the only one who noticed
the names.
Hey,
It's beaming, all right?
It's theming. It's immersion. That's what we're doing. We're trying to create immersion here.
Gotta keep it spicy.
It's character building for themed.
It's for when we say things we shouldn't say.
Yeah.
It
wasn't me. It was Hans.
You should have saw our names before we went live. Jesus. This is toned down.
Yeah, this is toned down.
Yeah, it is. For some of us at least.
Yeah. So yeah, I hope everyone is having a good.
I swear to God, if someone comes up to me and goes, "Are you Keith from the Chain Dogs?"
Yeah, this is
the one episode you watched.
I would love for someone to come up to me and be like, "Are you Hans von Stockmeister?"
Oh my God, it's Hans.
That's me.
Alan Rickman.
Someone's gonna come up to me and say, "I knew you were in from Horrible Bosses."
So yeah, hope everyone is well. Obviously, big news this week with Jumanji opening.
Yes.
Obviously, I know two of us managed to go along to that. So, what was your thoughts, James?
I really
sorry, more. What was your
King Julian?
That was
great. Area was stunningly themed. Like, honestly, probably one of the best themed areas that I've seen at Merlin Park. The opening ceremony that they did, I believe it was 3 times.
Yeah.
Because they did it at one of the previews, and then they did it once for ERT guests, and then once for main opening.
Yeah, and we didn't even get it. I didn't even see it. No,
the amount of people's vlogs I've seen that went to, they're like, they told us to get over 2:00. It's already open. They've already done the big bit. Why are we here?
Yeah. They did two openings. So like the important people went in the morning, and the vloggers went in the evening,
and the peasants went in the evening.
No, I think it was just more like it was better though, because it meant like it wasn't just like wild busy. Like when we went there, it was brilliant. We just did like we just had the whole place to ourselves basically. There wasn't many people there also. I could totally see why they did it that way. But
I was very surprised because I booked kind of last minute to stay at the Chessie Hotel.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that it gets ERT. We didn't find out. I found out when I got to the hotel that they were actually including Mandrill Mayhem in the next day's ERT on opening day.
I saw that.
So we got a kind of pre-opening for an hour. We were told we were going to get kicked out of the area originally.
Oh, really?
But they just kind of left us there. They kept us up to a corner because we weren't allowed to walk around while they were doing the opening because of all the fire effects.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so they left us there, and anyone that was in the queue, because we didn't have to do the virtual queue for the morning's ERT, they were still allowed to carry on going through the queue as normal before it started. And virtual queue, I take my words back from last time. It did not crash and burn. It actually worked very, very well. The only gripe I have with it is the fact that it's not on an app, it's a website.
Right.
So if they change your reservation or pause it,
Mm.
I had mine pushed back. Claire actually had hers brought forward by half an hour.
Oh, wow.
If they bring it forward, you only have 45 minutes to have your slot. So if you've been told originally, and then they bring it forward an hour, and you go back 2 hours later to check it, and then it will just say expired because you haven't been notified that they brought it forward an hour.
So I'm pretty done with these sort of things in terms of like working out how these systems work. But is someone like pushing buttons and like connect it, or is it like automated system that is calculating it for them? Or
I think it's pretty much all automated. Just
it's
when they
the Jumanji monkey sat in his chair.
And
he looks out of his binoculars at the queue.
I noticed it with Vampire because I could actually see in the op cabin for that. They have an iPad there, where they can update the status of queues.
Oh, they can do,
So I think when they update the status to temporarily delayed, it will pause the queue.
Yeah, or if they notice that there's like no queue or something, they just like bring the next one.
It will automatically, if the queue's going quicker than they thought, they can bring people in earlier.
It's interesting, man. It's interesting that they're testing this out because
I remember honestly, it worked really well.
I remember when COVID was happening and they opened parks up and everyone predicted there was like, do you think we're going to get some kind of virtual queue? And it didn't happen. But it's interesting that they're really like playing around with it because we had similar with like obviously Darren Brown and stuff, but
I wouldn't want them to fully go for it. The reason we enjoyed actually using it is because they were managing it quite well, to the fact that when you got your QR code and joined to the actual queue, then at most we waited about 20 minutes to then get on the ride.
Well, when we was in Hyder Park, we used it. They called it Express Butler, and it was basically virtual queuing, and it was well good. We paid about 20 euros for it, and it just meant like we had one day in the park, so we didn't want to pay like loads of money for Fast Pass, but it just meant like I could go and like film a load of rides instead of just being stuck in a queue for like an hour.
Yeah.
So I could just like walk around and do things and then get called to the station, and like that worked out really, really good. And it just means like, especially a place like Chessington, if they offered that as like maybe a paid upgrade, you could like go and see the animals, you could do loads of experiences, and then like just go to the rides when you want to do it. Like,
that is one thing we did enjoy, the fact that it was like, okay, this ride has a short queue, we'll go do that, and you're waiting for a ride without even being there. You can do other rides. But it worked well for one ride being on it. I think if every ride had to be done that way, it would really hinder. It would get really awkward to manage all your bookings. But the whole thing of I
was going to say that Ginger one just said the ride access works the same way. Really annoying them using our website instead of an app.
Yeah, it's that their whole reserve and ride system is on a website rather than the app. It's really strange. But the whole limiting it to one per person per day. They did not do that on opening day. I'm assuming it was just because it was actually quieter than they anticipated. So I ended up getting on it 8 times.
Probably for that reason.
Twice from the RT and 6 from the booking system. Because you can book up to a group of 6 if you're with multiple people. As you're half an hour in the queue, get another pre-book going if you want to lap the ride, because by the time you get off, you have another one ready to go. So it worked, but it seems to also not limit to where you are. So there have been some issues of people booking while not being at the park.
What's
because
the point?
Idiots.
Oh my god. It sounds like Mandrill Mayhem. I just want to go back to. Hold on. Gecko Gamer said a question for Brian.
Brian.
Brian. What the deuce?
Said, is 2 days for Hyder Park too much? I wouldn't say it was.
No.
I would probably like to have done 2 days at Hyder because
It's a
because
pretty big park, isn't it?
it's massive, and we didn't do like any of the flat rides. Well, actually, they've got a severe lack of flat rides because they've all gone. They used to have loads of flat rides, but there's not that many left now. But we didn't really do anything in How to Train Dragon area. We didn't do like the rapids, but because we had the Express Butler thing, we did manage to get on all the coasters and a few re-rides as well. We did like a re-ride on Colossus and Flooded Daemon. But yeah, I'd say 2 days is good. You might get to the end of the second day and be like, we're done with this part now. But there's quite a lot to see and do around there. So no, I don't think it's too much.
Lloyd,
if it
go on.
No, you go.
Sorry, I'm just gonna say Lloyd asks, going back to the virtual queuing system, asks, do you think after this they'll use it for Project Exodus? I don't think it'll be a foregone conclusion that they will. I think Chessington's choice to include this for Mandrill Mayhem was down to them having to find a way to mitigate low capacity, which is what this ride is. So like whether or not Thorpe used that for Exodus will depend on how much of a capacity problem they predict that they may face, which I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be as bad as Mandrill Mayhem, purely because I think what Exodus is supposed to have at least 2 trains of 5 cars each. Am I right on that? So 20. So
I believe so.
22, at least 2 20-passenger trains. I say at least. I don't know if it's going to use
Quick
3 or not.
maths.
But
Quick math.
like the capacity demands, well, not the demands, but like the capacity constraints aren't going to be as tight on Exodus as they are on Mandrill Mayhem. But who knows? They might.
I know. I mean, Smile wasn't Smile when Smiler opened. I think it had like a 5-hour queue. So I think it becomes a certain point when you get a queue where it is actually just like dangerous. So I think if they could use a system that gets rid of that and also saves their like staff from just having to like relentlessly
standing
like,
next to a tree randomly going line starts here.
Exactly. I think they even if it's not
and the line stands in Stoke.
Project Horizon.
No for Exodus.
Fucking hell. Yeah, to be fair,
So as Matt pointed out, the queue line itself for Mandrill is very short, like the actual physical space.
Which is mad because
halfway full is about a 20 to 30 minute wait to get to the ride.
But do you remember seeing the concept art? And it was a massive. It had like a huge cattle pen, didn't it?
So it only has the capacity for about an hour's worth of queue in there. It seems like a lot of the queue was cut off potentially from the plan.
And to that, in contrast to that, if I remember correctly, in the top-down blueprints that we saw for Exodus, it included the queue lines as well, and they're like the queue line for at least the standard looked like every Merlin thrill coaster queue line we've seen from Nemesis to Air to
has cattle pens basically.
Nemesis has not got cattle. Nemesis Inferno has, but Nemesis hasn't.
No, but it's long as
Inferno
shit.
does.
But point. I don't mind long as long as it's not like Shambhala, you know. It's not
But I'm just saying in comparison to Mandrill's queue line, which is very short, Exodus is planned to be very long.
It looks
that's good. But so shall we actually talk about the coaster? Because we have actually spoken. Just talk about queuing. So
I just want to answer that question.
I'll start with my opinion. I went to the media day, so it doesn't count, but I'll say it anyway. Stop being salty, Emma.
What? Salty?
But no, I was like, I was actually like shocked by it. Like genuinely, I thought it was some of the forces that you actually get on it feel like a B&M. I thought I was going to get on it, and it's just going to be like a really like too smooth. I know
what you mean, but that's funny the way you said it.
Yeah.
Just because like it actually feels like a B&M. It's almost like it is one.
No, but like
still in denial.
I know what you mean though.
Think about it. It's basically just like straight bits of track that goes into inversion and goes like it's just like. Just when you look at it, you think, well, what's that going to do?
Yeah.
But when you actually do it, like, because of that launch for the station, you come out of it, you get like a good pop of airtime coming out of it. And like for a family coaster, like it is intense for a family coaster, more so than any boomerang I've ever done. It's pretty mad. The first time I did it, it did feel a bit like, I think it really does. It's one of these coasters that, depending on what seat you're in, it really affects it, because the first time I did it in row 4, and it felt I wouldn't say rough, but it felt like bumpy. Like, and I was like, this is
sorry. Row 4 became a thing. So the people in our group got it 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, I got it 3 times, and there was no one in the station. They just kept putting me in the same spot, and I was like, "Can I do another row?" And they're like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay." But no, I kept it. Just at first, I think I was on the outside seat, and I was like, "That doesn't feel like a new B&M." But then afterwards, I did all the other rows, and I didn't get that same like sensation, which was really weird.
It's weird that you got that in row 4 and not on either side, on either end.
It was weird. It was really strange. Like, we did pretty much, I did loads of goes, but I'd say most people were saying that their favorite row was row 6, which is the row before the backwards facing seats.
Yeah.
For me, my favorite row is the very back, because like facing backwards, you go up that first spike and you are like literally going over, man, and it felt like a completely different coaster. Like,
I heard a bunch of people say it feels like you're actually inverting. Like,
it does. It feels more like a bit of a thrill coaster than just a family coaster for me. I loved it. The station is like it is really, really, really nice.
Yeah, the station looks cool as fuck. I can't even lie. It looks really good.
I really liked the additional theming in the op cabin.
Yeah, with the
cool.
with the how many days
with
in
the
the Jumanji with the chalk on the back. There's like loads of like little Easter eggs everywhere. Obviously, John Burton loves throwing them in there.
Yeah.
There's even like Alan Parrish was here from the original Jumanji film, just written on the station wall.
That's so cool.
But yeah, what was your thoughts?
Did you get actors there on the media day? Did you have
no.
Fake rock? No.
I did ask.
Get Boulder? No.
I did ask someone, and then someone from the park, and they said no, but they may make an appearance in another form. Like in another form in the area. So I was like, what does that mean?
How'd you get in another form? Like a ghost?
Plushie?
Like spoons or something, maybe? I don't know. Like
fairies.
Or in the form of a very small plushie. That looks very funny.
No, this was separate. This was separate.
Oh, okay.
They was like, in the future they may be making an appearance inside the area. And I was like, oh, okay. So they might be just on screens or something. I don't know. But yeah, what is your thoughts, James?
So my first ride was actually row 7. So going backwards.
Raved it.
Really enjoyed it. Like the hang time you get on that junior scorpion spike thing, whatever it's called, is a lot of fun. Nice pop of airtime coming out of the station into that as well, because it drops down quite a lot. But while you said you noticed the kind of bounciness on just row 4, I found it to be any outside seat.
Really? Is that how
it's on any outside seat? You will get that. Both sides. I think left side is a little bit worse than the right hand side of the train for it, which is
strange, isn't it?
Odd. I don't know whether it's the wheels need to wear in more.
Maybe.
But
it turns left all the time, doesn't it?
Yeah, I really enjoyed the front row though. You've got a real sense of how fast that launch actually is, because it doesn't start launching the train till it's about halfway along it, because it needs to flatten the entire train out before it starts going, and it gets it up to 40 something miles an hour.
All of them, Emily. Did all of them?
Front, back, front, back, but front.
It's because it's so hard to
Are you
describe.
okay?
Like,
It's because one way you're going front way.
because then you go backwards. So
yeah,
you're
because
always going
either way you're
frontwards or
going front and
backwards.
back.
When I go ride it, I'm gonna be like, "Can I sit on the front back row,
Front
please?"
Yeah.
We heard it was
I
a thing. Can you make it happen?
But yeah,
You know what I mean?
overall ride experience. Yeah, I agree with it. It's an intense family coaster. I was very shocked by the forces that it does get.
Yeah. It just
It's
does
a
that
lot of
B&M
fun.
thing of like creating forces out of nothing. Like, you know, when
Yeah.
you look at it off
It's
right,
like-
like, why is
isn't
it
it?
that you're like, what the hell?
And coming back towards the station after you go
Yeah.
through the inline barrel or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
The amount of speed you pick up before getting back to the station and stopping, it picks up a lot of speed on that turn somehow. And yeah. The spiral, which I thought was going to be quite uncomfortable, it wasn't uncomfortable. It was just odd
It was weird. It's weird.
the way
It's
you
a
were
weird
hanging
situation.
sideways, especially if you were at the proper front of the train, because it
liked
banks over a bit further than if you're further back.
I
So
loved
you're
it.
proper like,
How did
yeah.
it feel in the seat? Like,
I loved it.
Not-
Sorry,
not
just to make
uncomfortable,
clear-
it-
No,
the vest restraints kind of held you quite nicely.
yeah,
Alright.
but you can
They
tell
do
they
need
knew.
breaking in though.
Yeah, they need breaking
They
in.
definitely need breaking
But
in.
you could just tell they weren't them really tough ones, but that had no give
Yeah.
because they had a lot of give on them.
Mm,
But
yeah.
like they're just so new at the minute. Like Joe found them a little bit uncomfortable, but even she said she was like nowhere near as bad as some of the ones she's done on like some of the wing coasters.
like on
Um,
Swarms.
Yeah, on like Swarm, nowhere near as bad as that.
Yeah, I don't.
Um,
I'm not a fan of
But
storms. They were
I
alright.
loved it. A lot of people were saying they preferred the left, so in the station, the left-hand side. I preferred the right-hand side, just because
I preferred that.
just
on
because
the
on the
spiral, you're
spiral,
high up.
it feels like you are so high when you're getting held there,
Yeah.
and you're looking straight down. You got the sky there, and it's great. It's just a weird experience that you're just being held there like that. But yeah, it's really, really, really surprised me. Generally, like the whole area, I think I'd agree with you. I think before this, I'd say my favorite, like Mythica, was like my favorite area Merlin have ever created. Just 'cause it feels like a proper, complete area, everything included. But I'd say like this is definitely hands down like. Just, you know, it's kind of like what we saw with Curse. You know, they updated the area to make it feel like an area again, but they've done that on a patch of land and they've done it from scratch.
And the best part is as well, all the foliage.
Yeah,
It's still new foliage. It hasn't grown in, and
Yeah.
it felt full
Mm.
already. So once it all grows in, it will become like a proper maze and jungle.
Yeah,
and
it's going to
just
be like it's going
looks
to be a
so
lot
good.
as long as
How
they stop
did-
people from walking over it.
How did the
Yes.
how did the bazaar feel?
Oh, that was my favorite bit. I loved
It's
it.
really nice. It's just like this nice little area. Didn't feel
Mhm.
crowded, but I think that was because they were managing the area quite well in terms of there's good flow through it because
Mm.
there are multiple routes you can take through. I didn't get on any of the
That's
other
good.
rides in the area. Went to go on Ostrich Stampede and it broke. Thanks,
Oh,
Matt.
no.
Matt was there. He
I-
broke every ride as we were about to get on him.
Ostrich Stampeder was good. I keep saying Stampeder. I think I'm
I was
on,
gonna
like,
say-
I keep saying
Ventura.
Stampeder whenever I say
Port
that.
Ventura.
Ostrich Stampeder.
New train.
Ostrich
just offline
Stampede.
Ostrich.
Yeah, it was good.
That's the
in
name
terms
for
of like jump,
RMC
in
Stampeder.
terms of like jump and smiles, it was like one of the weaker ones I've done. Like,
Yeah,
it
I've
doesn't.
heard that it
The,
was
the
running
bounce is
stuff.
just like it's pretty like tame. I guess it's for like the type of families and stuff that are going there. But I was like on it where I was like trying to bounce it myself because I was like, it's not. Enough. I need to bounce them more.
Gecko
and-
Game is asking, how is the barrel roll? It's a lot of fun.
Mm,
Depending on where you're sat, either some really good hang time or some nice whip into it. It is. It's similar to, I'd say, Swarm's final inversion
yeah.
at times, where you get that nice slow hang through it,
Yes. Yeah.
which is
Um,
it's quite interesting considering that's their first inversion.
yeah.
You would have thought that it would have been something a bit snappier, so you're not hanging guests upside down. and kids that haven't done immersions before.
I can't wait to go. I want to see it on a Saturday when the kids are like literally screaming, because I don't know if you've ever done Flight the Skyline with a load of kids. It's the funniest thing ever, because the first time I did it, it was like peaceful. There's like hardly anyone in there, and it was like we was all just doing it, and it was amazing. And then I went there the next time, and it was just full of families, and it was like every time something would fly at the screen, the kids were like, and it was just like,
That was me. First time I did it, I screamed like a bitch.
Did you?
It's too high. It's too high. I'm sorry. I was only on the middle row. It's too fucking high. I don't like it.
Don't look
scares
down.
the life out of me. I didn't have to look. I just don't like the fact that I'm in a chair with no restraint. What the fuck's a seatbelt going to do? If I leant forward too far, I could fall. Let's be honest. I did like it. It scared the shit out of me.
Yeah,
mate. When I did that, I was on the bottom row on the far right side. I might as well have not ridden. Like,
that's literally the worst.
It was literally the worst seat. Like, as I saw all the corners of of the screen, because I had to look up that far just to see the damn thing. That I couldn't not see the top of the screen and everything.
Yeah, I've done it 3 times. All of them were in the middle, so it wasn't too bad.
It's the problem with they need to get over this problem with flying theaters, where you've basically got to be middle,
dead center in the middle of the
dead center in the middle. You've got no control over that.
Yeah.
So
the only one where that wasn't a factor for me was Flight of Passage. Because
I think the glasses help as well.
The glasses do help. The glasses do help on it. Well. Yeah, but like I was right at the end of the row. I can't remember if it has multiple rows, but like I was right at the end of the row, and like I had no issues with like seeing the end of the screen or anything like that. But the glasses do help with it. Yeah.
I had an interesting one. I did the one at Kennedy Space Center, the new one, and there's like 5 different screens and stuff you can choose from. And that was just a seatbelt as well, which was really weird. It was weird. And that fucking leans like a lot. I was like, what the hell? I was expecting this today. Like, I was expecting to see some rockets and fucking moon landings. I didn't expect this fucking thing. I was like, okay, cool. Nice.
So, Park Asterix, Emma, you wouldn't do the sky bars. You don't think you'd do that?
Would I fuck?
Don't think I would.
Oh, I'd love to.
It'd be so good.
In a million years.
I'd love to do that shit.
I just don't like it. Like, I hate heights. I've got a fear of heights and I've got a fear of falling. So that would not sit well with me. You've seen my reaction on the Starflyer. I would not like to repeat it. I can't do it. Like being held up high somewhere for ages, I can't do it. Like lift hills are fine, straight up, straight down. But I can't be held up high for ages. That's why I hate going up so slowly on drop towers. I just don't like it. It's horrible.
You need to just do what Joe did. She just did it, and then she's got over a fear now.
Yeah, like I just did the Starflyer.
Yeah, but that's like arguably the worst ride you could possibly do with a fear of heights, because it like swings you about.
Horrendous.
Any little bit of wind, you start spinning around like you're on a fucking swing on the park.
Nah, it was the worst experience of my life. That Starflyer.
Chris knows the sky bar is amazing.
I definitely want to try it.
It's one of my drinks.
It's one of the highlights of that place for me.
Nah, I'll just get a pint and sit on the floor. I'm quite happy with that.
Sit on the floor looking up like, hello.
A pint of floor, please.
I'll do that. I'll do that. Just on the ground. It's fine by me.
Get her a mojito, Gemma said.
Mojito. Only ones for Energylandia. I don't actually like any.
Well, we got to import them to get you on the imported like Energylandia.
I've never liked mojitos.
Could you imagine if parks did that? Imported food and drink from other parks.
when we went to Tivoli, we stayed in the I can't remember what it was called now. If Joe's watching, let me know what the name of that hostel was, because it was like they had a mojito on draft, and it tasted the ones in Energylandia. It was so good. It was honestly so good.
Really?
Yeah.
Them mojitos at Energylandia changed my fucking life. I must have had about 10 a day. It was great.
So good.
There were triple shots of rum. It was awesome.
Yeah. So just to finish off Jumanji. So I did Mamba Strike, which is a SBF. He's a top dancer, which is basically just like a mini Miami. What did Kira say? So he's saying there's no way to get hands up.
Oh my god! Fuck you, Hans.
I'm going to petition to get Kira to commentate Eurovision with Graham Norton next year.
Yes, please.
These one-liners are
that'd be something.
the best.
That might be
as
what
long
gets
as
me to actually
she
watch
does a Mel.
Eurovision.
Yeah, Ads knows about them mojitos.
She'll be the milkmaid.
Next house, that was it. Thank you, Martin. It was Next House. That was the place. It was the mate when we was in Tivoli. I didn't even talk about Tivoli last time, but we went to this hostel and it was like the best hostel I've ever been in. Like it had a tattooist inside the bar area where you could just go and get a tattoo, which was well expensive, so it's never gonna happen.
That'd be so dangerous for me.
Yeah.
No.
But like it was like proper trendy and like the bar was amazing. And then the actual rooms were just like pods. So it just felt like you was getting into like a space pod. And then it was well good. I loved it.
Could you hear everyone else's snoring? Were you in close proximity to people?
No, because we shared with, it was me, Joe, Matt and Claire. So no one snored. None of them snored.
Matt snores.
So.
Don't let him tell you he doesn't. He does.
He doesn't snore.
And you do. Don't you say you don't, because you do.
No, you think breathing heavily is snoring?
Mate.
Oh, that's
honest to God.
that's the thing. That's the thing, because I breathe heavily when
That's
I
not snoring.
I'd
That's
slap
not
you
snoring.
up. I can't. No, it was. It's so borderline. It's like it's just the slightest bit of like. No.
But I think if everyone has a drink, like they just breathe heavy. That's just naturally what they do.
Shut your fucking mouth there while you're sleeping. You don't have to. I can't cope.
Shut my
with
mouth. I can't
noise.
control what comes out of my mouth when I'm asleep.
I can't cope with noise when I'm sleeping. Like
Anyway, stop telling
snoring
everyone. Stop saying you're
grinds
telling
my
everyone.
ears.
Emma's
that-
saying everyone snores, and it's like, but she fucking snores well loud.
I know for a fact. I
Can
don't
hear-
she's
snore.
the-
can
she's
hear her
opposite.
from outside and shit.
It's the opposite. She just looks dead. You have to get waking her up in case she's dead. Right. So moving on. Before this is weird, man. There's gonna be rumors now. Like, what?
Why does Emma know if everyone snores?
Yeah. Why do you know
Ryan
everyone snores? Emma?
Mort snores.
So going back to Mamba Strike.
Mamba Strike is like a mini Miami.
Going back to Mamba Strike. So it kind of, it's like a mini Miami, but like because it's small, it just whips you to the side. So it is pretty crazy. But when we did it, it was squeaking like hell.
Oh,
So it kept going down. So there's some issues with it, but it was
WP
pretty cool
out.
for like to see that type of ride in a UK park, it's not like a little Miami, it's like a mid-level one. It's pretty cool. It was really, really fun. But yeah, I think generally though, Jumanji is really, I think like James said, just to echo what James said, they've really stepped it up in terms of their theming. The fact that there's Jeeps everywhere, there's petrol pumps and all sorts of stuff like that bazaar is amazing. So
cool.
I love the little sign in the Jeep window. I'll be
yeah,
back in 10 minutes if I'm not read this again.
Oh yeah. I did
Yeah,
see
I
something
can't
like
wait to take my kids.
And the dispatch audio
kids
is fun
gonna
as
love
well. I love the dispatch
yeah,
audio.
the
That's
dispatch
so much
order
fun.
is good. I just
Which
love
is
how
funny when it happens and it doesn't go.
yeah.
We
I
saw
had that as well.
It happened to us, and then we were waiting in the holding pen area,
Yeah,
and this train it did the dispatch 3 times, and it didn't go any of the time.
yeah, it happened to us a few times where it just did the dispatch audio and then didn't go, and then it just went.
Did they have to fully open the restraints to make sure they were all
No.
the way to the top before
They
they
didn't do
closed them
that.
again?
No, didn't
Oh.
do it. Just carried on. So that is Jumanji, right? It's that second 35 minutes. So let's
Jumanji!
right.
What's wrong,
Jumanji is
Emma?
good. Yeah.
Emma's broken.
what have you seen?
Moving on. Moving on. Sub-Terra, guys. Let's talk about Sub.
Egg!
Egg.
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 Egg. An egg.
Ignore me.
Egg's reopening.
Egg is reopening. This is probably the worst kept secret
Yeah.
in Merlin history.
1000% it is.
I think because everyone could see it being worked on, I guess.
Shout out
But
to
yeah.
all the YouTube channels that predicted this happening.
The thing is, people predicted
Yeah,
this like 3 years ago when nothing was happening. And everyone kept going, no.
no, it's not coming back there.
It's not coming back.
Cracking job, guys. Real detectives out there.
Yeah, well done. CSI. Let's go. No,
it's like the typical enthusiast thing to do, isn't it? It's like when a new coaster is rumored, it's like predict every single manufacturer ever, and then you'll get
Someone
right at
will
some
get it
point.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like that Darren Brown show
It's
where
a combined
he predicted
effort.
the horse race. But
Yeah,
he actually just got like 100,000 people to have different predictions and whittled
Yeah.
it down to the person who had everything correct.
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, so Towers put out the information today through email and on their socials saying, "Are you ready to take on your worst nightmare underground? Nemesis Sub-Terra is reopening on May the 27th." So yeah, and a little video to go with it with just a new logo. So yeah, what are our thoughts?
I'm excited. Obviously they've got to have switched it up from what it was before, so I'm just excited to see the changes for it, because there's bits I liked about the old version, bits I didn't like, so I'm just hoping that it's back with a bang. Like when Sub-Terra opened first time round, at first it was good. Like I enjoyed it, with all the actors and like chasing you out at the end. And it just got progressively more shit as it went on.
Well, that's the thing. When the first opened, it didn't have the actors.
No, it was shit when it first opened.
It was like half a year into it. They then added that.
That's when they added them. That was my first. No, it wasn't. I actually wrote it on opening, and then I wrote it again when they added the actors and the little maze at the end. But it's not a maze; you just come out for a port cabin and the smash things against the thing. But it's a lot of fun. I've always liked Sub-Terra. It's always been for me a nice little escape to go into like a dark ride / scare attraction. Like during summer, if it's like baking hot outside, Sub-Terra is a nice little escape in the park. And it offers a really unique experience as well in terms of how it's story driven. It's very story driven with the actors shouting at you with whatever pre-show we get, if we get a new pre-show or not. The lift, I thought the lift was genius. Obviously we've seen it with Charlie, but like it was just the way they did it. It was really clever.
At the time as well,
it was good.
It was really good.
Yeah, it was really good. And then the whole fucking meltdown of the place when it kicks off is just beautiful. It's fantastic. The lighting was amazing. The drop, I hate drop towers, and I actually, what it's going to do, and I actually really enjoy that drop. Very similar to how I ride 13. I know exactly what it's going to do and when it's going to do it, and that's what I really like about it. So I hope they switch that up a little bit with the drop sequence and have something.
And the tickly bits.
Yeah, slightly different. Like have some. I don't think they'll have the tickly bits anymore. They might do. They might have the might replace it with air cannons though.
I like
so NF attraction.
Pushing back as well. That was fucking weird, that.
What's this I've heard about whips on the back of the leg? It wasn't whips. It was basically these little rubber tubes that
little
just
rubber
kind of
tubes
wiggled,
that threw out.
That wiggled against you.
But things did move. Things did move in your seat though, like pushed against your back.
Yeah,
it was like being one of them shit massage chairs in the airport.
Yeah,
it's like one of them, but it was really weird. And then you drop, and then you come back up, and then everyone's just like, leave the room. You got like 10 seconds. It's got a countdown going on. You got to get.
It was good when you had all the lights going, all the banging, and
when you timed it, so you like got in the lift, it went 1 and boom, and it closed. It was perfect, and you had like everything kicking off around you, and you opened up, and there was smoke and people and flashing light. It was really fun, really.
I think it's like one of them where if you are invested in like the Nemesis storyline, like even when I did it, like I was all about like Nemesis was my favorite coaster when I first did that thing. Like I hadn't really been outside the UK. And I just loved the whole like backstory of it, even if they changed it slightly for the sake of that. But like I was well into it, and I just loved the whole interaction with like you guys were saying, like with the interaction with the phalanx stuff and taking you down and getting shouted at and stuff. It was just funny. Like it's if you're in a group, it's really funny.
It's
really into it.
And if it's anything like it used to be, the actors are fantastic. So if they're some of the actors from Scarefest, like I think we're in for a good time.
I know some of the people. I'm not gonna say that actually, but it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
I just hope
moving on.
I hope they've got the right people for that job. Phalanx.
Yeah.
So it's a job at Towers. I believe you have to have some sort of personality for it. I mean,
yeah, but like look at the people who work in the dungeons every day.
Yes,
they're just ents.
Yeah.
They're ents from Towers, and they're brilliant.
Absolutely.
Like all the people who work in ents are like trained. They know what they're doing. You look at events, the Roman actors just in like everywhere, like in Curse, for example, when there was in Williams. Like it's they are talented. They all are very, very talented. So obviously it's a bit of a weird one because they have to be. I don't know if they'll get ents in to do it. I don't really know that much, but I don't know if they'll get ents in to do that and manage to ride because they're basically hosts, aren't they? But they have to act.
Yeah.
So hopefully, bit of mix. I don't know, but
I'm excited.
It's quite funny.
Mm-hmm.
Curious to see guest feedback this time around. One of the biggest complaints was people assuming they'd join the queue for Nemesis.
That's so funny. Can you imagine? Wait there for an hour for a drop tower.
That's just making me think of what sort of cheese was that?
You have to be pretty fucking confused though for that. Like, I mean, you've not even walked through the big sign that says Nemesis yet. In the back.
You can't.
But it does say
Right.
Nemesis though. It does say Nemesis, even though it's just another Nemesis Sub-Terra.
Maybe they need to put an Animal Kingdom sign out ads that says like, "This is not Nemesis. This is Sub-Terra."
But no, I think
Animal Kingdom.
It's definitely going to get slated because everyone slated it the first time around, and I think we're now. It's been that long since it hasn't been opened that there's people who
it needs a good slating. It's
No,
been that long.
it doesn't. Because I love it.
It's good. I love it from day one.
No, it's just that people. I don't think there's a lot of people who haven't done it. Like there's a lot of younger enthusiasts who probably never done this, and they've only ever heard about it. And it's one of these things where people are like, "Oh, I wish I got to do that." Yeah, it's one of them things that because it wasn't open for that long, really.
No,
I had a lot of
So it was
downtime
easy
as well.
Yeah,
I had a lot of downtime.
But I don't know. Like, I think people have built it up in their heads to be something that like this massive thing that it is just like a small little walkthrough experience at the end of the day.
Yeah,
it's like the same level as like. I think it's better than Black Mirror. Don't get me wrong, but it's like the
Oh
level.
fucking hell! It's Black Mirror. Jesus Christ!
You know what I mean? Though it's a walkthrough attraction with a tower on it. It's not like you're not going on to Mystery Castle. You know what I mean? Like it's that level of thing. It's
don't expect a massive drop. But
I mean, it's the same drop tower as on like London dungeons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just an added extra. It's not like. But if you are into the story, I think people are going to love it.
The theming, I think for a lot of people, the lore of Nemesis is changing now. And for people who haven't experienced it, if they do,
is it changing though? Is it changing or is it just evolving?
It's evolving. It's different though, isn't it?
It's evolving. It's that's just the thing. People are saying it's changing. It's not changing. It's just evolving. Because it's like a current thing. It's like what the phalanx were then might not be what the phalanx are now.
That's true, but
like the
for people who haven't ridden it before will only experience this version if they do change it. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's going to be interesting to hear what people's ideas of Nemesis comes out of this new Sub-Terra. If they do change anything inside, I can't really see a reason for changing much inside. I mean, we know it's an egg. it's a creature. It's it's gonna kick off. It's gonna
kick off.
It's gonna kick off. It's gonna kick off.
Gonna get fucking Larry.
Everyone's gonna start scrapping.
You're gonna drop, and
Comes out,
then you're
"Let's
gonna have
have
to
it, lads."
fucking leg it like mad to a lift to get out of the place.
I hope they're dead shouty. Like, I want them to shout dead loud.
Yeah, they need to be proper.
They need to get into it.
Right.
Make my
I hope
day.
it's
Over the
Scousers.
top. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just from a selfish point of view, I was so gutted when it closed because
I
did it every time. Every time I was
Yeah.
at Towers,
Yeah.
I'd make time for that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So-
Especially after or before. I don't know if I did I ride it before. See,
I rode it after they changed it up.
Right.
I missed the initial first version, not because I
Yeah.
heard about it being. I just didn't visit the park until
yeah,
it was the newer version with the ending and stuff.
I love the way that they've done the artwork. They've changed it up just a little bit. They've changed the color and made it look a bit more darker and more unhinged, like something's going on. And I like that. I like the new Phalanx posters as well in the back, which does lead me to think that there's going to be new branding in there as well, Phalanx. So I'm excited.
Martin said that should be on the T-shirt. Sub-Terra.
Sub-Terra is going to kick off. Keith says.
Keith said it's going to kick off.
It's gonna get
It's gonna kick
hilarious.
off. Just about where it kicks off, mate. Yeah. All right. Cheers.
Just have a blue wicked, just in case it kicks off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In case it all kicks off.
But it's good. It's a good attraction. It's a great.
I love how people are just so confused. They're just Claire said 20 minutes later and seen everyone's names.
We're just being really immature, Claire. There's no reasoning behind it.
Just childish, aren't we? There's no.
Like
real
Joe
hate
said,
behind it.
don't question it, just accept it.
Yeah, just go with it.
Yeah.
Um,
But
that
it's
is-
fun. It's a
yeah.
fun attraction. The drop is actually really good. And what they do when you drop, I won't say anything for people who haven't ridden it, I haven't seen POVs or anything, but that bit is spectacular, like what it does. And that during that moment is spectacular. And when you come back up, it's so good. So I'm excited. I'm excited to get back on it. Just to
yes,
experience
there
it.
were. There was.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the
There was-
fully OG, yes.
Yeah.
At the start, but they didn't have
At
the
the
ending.
start and at the
Middle.
inside
Yeah.
the chamber. Yeah.
But the ending didn't have
The ending didn't have
No.
anything.
Oh, in the true OG. But,
The
the
original.
true OG.
Yeah.
but
have the
I don't know
ending,
if
no.
Jack's saying the just generally back then. But yeah.
Yeah.
For
Well,
for
yeah.
the most part, they opened it, didn't
Yeah.
have any actors in it, realized.
And then, yeah, for most of its run, it then
yeah.
did.
it had
afterwards.
actors throughout
the
it.
majority of it's
Um,
rented. The ride should have random drop sequences from Luke on.
Yeah, it got very samey because
Mm.
everything dropped at the same time.
Yeah,
They should do what they did with Mystery Castle.
I was going to say
Yeah,
that.
it's like-
it
Have it
was
go
drop
like
at the same
that.
time.
I don't even know if they can do that with that type of ride system. But then again, I don't know how much they've actually updated.
Well,
They
it's
might have updated the whole thing.
Technically 4 individual towers. So
Yeah.
Mm, yeah, but yeah. Don't as Kira said, do not forget to like the video. Everyone like the video. Get on it.
Don't make me run these banners again, guys.
Yeah,
There you go.
like the video.
Like the
Um,
video. Follow us on Twitter.
So yeah, that's that. That's sub. Moving on. Megaphobia
Oh,
is
get me to
testing.
It looks so fucking good.
It looks.
It-
so
it looks
good.
rapid.
Like, it's insane.
Oh,
The
right.
airtime on that back row is going to be nuts. Looking at those test
Yeah.
runs.
I'm gonna get.
Like,
Wait,
it
has there
shifts,
actually
man.
been
It
has
shifts.
there actually been test footage floating around?
Yes.
I've not seen any of it.
Yeah.
I thought you posted it.
you posted in the chat.
I posted
Put Mikhail.
like what I thought was like an announcement that they were testing, not that there was
No,
You can
this-
see it
an
on
actual
there.
not that there was
Yeah.
an actual video.
Check
Like,
this out.
It fucking shifts.
Fucking
like-
yeet.
That looks naughty. That doesn't
I
it?
how I post a link in the chat, I didn't even watch the fucking video.
Look at it.
What I find quite funny though is once it then goes
That
into
moves.
the old section, it
Yeah,
looks so
fucking
much.
Yeah.
It's like,
that is moving.
And
Look at the speed of it. Like obviously this is one of the first test runs as well. So when this thing's warmed up, holy shit, it's gonna be so much. Look at
Oh,
that.
mate, like
That's great.
when me and Joe did it in this summer and it was like boiling hot, that thing was going insane. Like, but
Yeah.
So just to add some context for them, not for those who don't know what this is. It's Megaphobia CCI at Oakwood.
And what they designed.
John Wardley special, and it's 96. Yeah, 96.
96, I think. Yeah.
Who wants to die on that hill? Is it 96? I haven't got any. I
I'm
should have
not
it in front of me.
confirming nothing.
Googling on that.
Hang on, let me
Not yet.
Let me RCDB it.
It's 96. It's 96.
96.
Yeah.
Yeah, 96. That's what I said. 96.
So we'll sit
That's
down
what
for a
I
bit.
said.
I said that.
I said.
Brian will die on this fucking hill.
But yeah, they've so Gravity Group have came in and they've retracked 40% of it.
Which is
So there's a significant amount of
Yeah.
They've
retracking that's done.
reprofiled it as well, haven't they? Like they've
Reprofiled
got
it. They've made the first drop steeper, which is what which they did on Grizzly, and they
that was the only
on
good bit
Racer.
of the ride for me when I did it. Like it was balls when I did it, but the first drop on the back row
Yeah.
was fucking incredible.
They've added a
You
double
stand
down, haven't they? Added
Double
a
down, double up.
double down, double up. But the first
Double down.
first drop is still the same, isn't it? Which because at first it was coming out there was someone's like loads of people were saying they were putting a double down the first drop, and I was like, they better not because that
No, that was the best bit.
Yeah.
that was like the best. That is
Yeah,
honestly
first
the
drop's
best.
crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah, no, I think they've just made. I think they've just made the first drop steeper.
Yeah, they've
but
made
it
it
still does.
steeper.
It still does the same
Which
thing.
is mad because it's
Yeah,
already.
I was just gonna
really
say,
It's already steep as shit. Yeah.
I wonder if it's gonna feel like Boulder in some way, where you come off that fucking chain, that turn, and you just when you get further and further over,
like
you
twist down out of it.
Yeah.
yeah.
This is the thing, man.
Like,
I'm
back
pretty
down
sure
into it.
from the pictures that I've seen of this on.
I'm trying to find the
Oakwood's,
fucking link that I posted. I can't find it.
The photos I've seen of the track delivery, it looks like they're Gravity Group's pre-engineered cut track, which is basically fabricated track.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So this is going to be the first time we're gonna. Well, depends when I go actually, because I might go on Grizzly before I get on this, which is mad.
I'm
depends
trying
when
to go to the ECC event. I really want to
Yeah.
go to that.
Yeah, it'd be
Yeah,
cool.
Oh, I can't do it. I'm sad. Well, I'm not sad because I'm going somewhere fun, but I'm still sad.
Matt says, I wonder how Wadley feels about the changes. I imagine he's been involved. How mad would that be for John if he's been involved in the Nemesis? What's going on with Nemesis?
It'd be
Megaphobia,
interesting to know if he was
haunted house. Like,
Man's been busy.
yeah,
He's
the
a
guy's
busy
been out.
boy.
He's
It's
definitely
supposed to be retired, John. Sit down.
making
Took
any-
this man out of
yeah.
retirement by force.
I mean, we ain't mad. But
No.
have a break,
No.
John. Come on.
yeah.
But yeah, it's
I really can't find this fucking link. Where is it? I'm trying to watch the video.
If you go on my Twitter, it's on there. I shared it like yesterday or the day before.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, I've told you my thoughts, what I thought on Megaphobia the first time around. It was shit. And I was really upset with it. But now I'm hyped.
I'm still surprised it was so bad when you wrote it
It was
compared
just
to
so slow. The first drop
compared to when I
insanely
wrote
good.
it, and we wrote it in the
Insanely
same
good.
year.
I think it was
Like, it
actually
was weird.
Chris is in the chat. Chris doesn't live far from there, and I remember after posting saying that it weren't right. He said he went not long after, and I think he could ride it all the time. He's not far away, and he said, "Yeah, there's something not right with it at the time."
Yeah, there's plenty of people I saw saying like they loved it. It was like their favorite Woody in the UK, and then they
It's
went-
my
yeah,
favorite.
and-
It's my favorite Woody.
yeah, and then
Okay.
but loads of people said they went like in the last couple of years and just said like there's something, it needs a lot of work done, which I'm so thankful that Oakwood have actually like done it. Like the fact they've spent a lot of money on this, let's be real, like that's crazy. So they could have just got a local like carpenter to just like try and fix it and make it worse.
Imagine like Bill with his hammer.
Yeah, literally.
Hans-Bomb Spaffmeister turning up with a van.
Here she comes to save the day.
So I'm proper excited about this. So I think it's
Yeah.
gonna be-
Yeah,
it's
can't
gonna
wait.
be
I'm
Surprised you didn't
hyped
put
for it again.
Cockmeister, to be fair.
good.
We've managed to go 55 minutes without
Wow.
mentioning cockblock.
Yeah, here we go.
Mikhail, fucking get your mind.
Lowering the tone, Mikhail.
God, it's always
Oh.
Mikhail.
So I think we're about
Go
halfway
on, then. What does
through.
Spaffmeister mean then?
It's
You
just
don't
a
wanna
name.
go there.
That's just
You don't
such
want
a
Mate, that's
just a
sophisticated.
name.
Mikhail,
sophisticated.
that's her heritage. Can you not diss her heritage?
That's my,
She is
it's
from
my
the Spaffmeister family.
granddad's name.
It is her church.
I am a
It's my
descendant of the
That's so
Spaffmeisters.
rude, Mikhail.
Stop it. I'm upset.
Never
dare
seen
you.
it.
For those,
Mate,
How
for
dare
those
I
listening on
besmirch-
podcasts,
besmirch the
on Wednesdays
heralded
with
Spaffmeister
YouTube
name.
she's had it whole
Wow.
life. Like, imagine
I'm
having that name your whole
offended.
life. You just get picked on, like, you know what I mean? So.
Imagine the
No,
register.
I've
at
had
school.
enough without you chipping in, Mikhail.
Spaffmeister.
Hands
Yes.
on Spaffmeister.
Here.
Or, even better, if you're running late, I'm coming!
Could you imagine being that? Could you imagine being
the
that
cop
teacher?
jokes now?
No,
Right.
you started it.
Can you imagine
Let's
being
end
that
this.
teacher?
Right, everyone calm down. Everyone calm down.
It's not a
Take a deep
69
breath.
episode.
Take a deep breath, everyone. Right.
Enter.
What are you, the substitute teacher or something?
No, I'm the bloody teacher.
Throw
mate.
shit!
No, the
Mate, it
substitute
comes to
teacher
the
can't
point
control the
when
guards.
Brian's telling people to calm down, it must be
Oh,
too late.
Brian.
I've got a job here. I'm the host. I'm trying to host the show.
The ghost.
Right.
Alright, let's go.
On this note, I think because we're halfway through the news, let's announce next week's episode. Shall we do it? It's been confirmed.
After
Drum
that
roll,
segment.
please.
Really?
So
My great granddad.
Yeah, that was...
Schnitzel von Spaffmeister.
This mid episode advertisement has been brought to you by Pleasure Beach, Blackpool Pleasure Beach.
So next week we are having Andy Highgate from Blackpool Pleasure Beach directing operations.
I'm
Yes.
facing the wall for the whole episode next week.
And he's
Most-
going to be in the house.
Yeah. So most of you will know Andy. He's an absolute legend. He's such a good guy. And yeah, he's going to come on the podcast, and we're going to talk all things about but a little bit about Pleasure Beach, but also he is an enthusiast for people.
Yeah,
who
a lot
follow
of
him
people
and
don't
stuff.
know that he's a big radio.
He's a
Yeah.
he's a
Like-
massive enthusiast. He goes everywhere. He goes all around the world, and he's director of operations at Blackpool. So it's going to be a bit of both, really.
Massive episode for
But
us.
yeah,
and
it's going to be a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully everyone's going to be looking forward to that, because I'm really looking forward to it.
Get your questions ready as well for next week, chat. And if you
Yeah,
listen to this on
100%.
Spotify and that, think of something that you can ask.
You can
the
tweet
Director of
us questions
Operations.
if you just
Yeah.
listen.
Do it. Throw them in.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll answer the majority of them. Obviously, there's certain things he won't be able to talk
Yeah,
about.
don't be a
but
dick.
yeah, don't be a
dick
knobhead.
when it comes to
Don't be a knobhead.
There's a reason we left this until after Valhalla opened.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been allowed on. Oh, Emma could have joined us
And
today.
I'm surprised you're allowed on the show next week, to be fair, after what you said.
I just I'm facing the wall. I'm not saying nothing.
I mean,
next week.
and Andy loves Emma, so it's all good.
We're best friends, me and Andy. It's fine.
So next up we have Uncharted at PortAventura.
Uncharted.
This ride looks
Yes.
like it's gonna make me feel sick. I'll not lie. Yeah.
I guess you haven't
Why?
you haven't actually really done anything like this before, because you haven't been
No.
because this looks
I will
very
be
yeah.
taking my quells before I ride this bad boy.
Stugaron. Stugaron's the
Taking
best
no
thing.
chances.
Stugaron's the best anti-sickness you can get.
Stugaron.
Yeah, it
Fuck,
works.
say that again.
Stugaron.
Stugaron.
Yeah.
Yeah, made that
Is
up.
that
No.
something you found in Sweden or something?
That sounds
No.
that sounds like an
Stugaron.
absinthe or something. Like,
No,
Yeah,
it
does.
it's a really, really
It's
strong
Fucking amazing.
sickness.
Where can I find this thing?
Online.
Boots.
Boots.
I've never seen it.
Super drugs.
Is this
Tesco.
like on the black
Anyway.
market kind of shit?
No, it's-
PortAventura,
No,
guys. PortAventura.
I had it while sailing, and it worked wonders when I went sailing. So
There you go. Stugaron. Top tip.
So
Anyway,
this is
carry
the
on.
advert for PortAventura Uncharted.
PortAventura World presenta el enigma de
Oh, yes, you played the Spanish one.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
yeah.
Get proper Green Dots vibe.
So for those watching, we're watching a ride vehicle fall down the side of a cliff. A portal
And the
opening.
whole opening.
Oh my god, we got subtitles.
Uncharted.
Oh, shit.
El mayor tesoro es vivir una aventura inolvidable. Solo en PortAventura World.
And it goes backwards. Ah, that's so cool. So,
Oh, God.
oh no, not.
Oh, no! No!
Come on,
Why
super
can't-
chat.
It's
Here we
your
go.
hands off! How dare he?
This
stream
little
the
daddy's
same time as
live.
us.
What's he building?
There we
What
go.
is he making?
How dare
Oh,
you? How
Daniel.
dare you, sir? Daniel!
Oh, is
Type
he
the
live?
comments
Yeah,
saying
Daniel?
we watch-
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
type
is
comments
live.
say we're watching
Yeah.
you live.
He knows what he's
Little
doing.
Daniel.
we go. Hey.
I actually switched from Chrome to OptiGX a while ago. Just
Oh
because
no!
Oh, no.
Give me
I
this is not sponsored.
What is happening?
That was deserved. I feel like it was so. Just look at the ride and tell me it wasn't deserved. The fact it flew off.
While digital down is on the
Mandrill
screen,
Mayhem.
though, you can still go and
Exodus.
donate to his hero.
Mandrill Mayhem.
Leave it on while I record the video.
Exodus. Should we do one more? We'll do one more.
Let's do one more, Dan. Let's
I
go.
am
One more, Dan.
just
Let's
going
do one more,
to-
Dan.
I've got time for one more.
Just-
What's he playing?
No.
That game. What is
This
it?
game.
I bet we've sent
no,
all
I
our
can't.
viewers over to him now, haven't
Or
we?
should we, get another poll going, shall we? Should we
Get a
another
poll going and a change.
He
of
ignored
poll.
your comment.
Why not?
That's so rude.
We'll do one more.
To be fair, he has a lot of comments. So he's probably just missed it. But anyway, yeah. So obviously, multi-dimension
That was
intermin
so
coaster. Got a bit lost there.
PortAventura.
Pull yourself together, Carl. Right.
Why am I
Intermin,
getting blamed for everything?
because you're banging on about it. So Intermin multi-dimension coaster at PortAventura. This is going to be like in where Far West area is.
Yes.
I don't know where the actual entrance is to it because it seems like the back of the
Built
building
a massive
looks-
rock wall, right?
Yeah,
Like the facade.
but I'm wondering why you enter into it because because it's like the back of the building or the side of the building seems to be where Far
Oh
West
yeah,
is.
because
So-
wasn't it where the stage used to be? Is that where it used to be?
No, the stage backs onto it, so the stage
Oh.
is still there.
Oh, I thought
And
it
then
was
you
where the stage-
see, but you can see the construction from where the stage is. So it's it's going to be a weird one, but it looks great.
Yeah.
Obviously you haven't
fantastic.
seen any like
Looks really
it's-
interesting.
the
We
theming
saw
has
some
been,
track, didn't we?
Yeah, we
when
saw
did
some
construction
track.
of it. Yeah.
The actual theming in it, which is really interesting. That Sally Dark Rides are doing like the theming of it, of the Dark
Oh,
Ride
wow.
stuff,
Yeah.
and then Intamin have done the
Doing-
actual
Yeah.
track system.
What?
That's
combination.
that's a match
Yeah.
made in heaven for
That's
That is a
insane.
collab.
Like this is going to be so cool.
Getting
the
proper
Sally Dark's-
Gringotts vibes out of it. Like,
Well,
looking at
that's it. That's what I was going to say. The ride vehicles look very Gringotts. I didn't
Yeah.
expect them to look like that at all.
No,
Like,
I
neither did I.
I thought it was going to be like two across, sort
Yeah.
of like
Yeah.
sort of thing. To see them like the way they are, like that really surprised me. But
Yeah.
I'm really into it. But yeah, so
roller bass.
what's Rollerbass said? Sean in
Oh,
Dan's
so,
comments.
so, Dan's going out.
Dan,
Dan,
Dan, You know, I do that. You know what? I do that all the time, and people don't get the reference.
I
so
get it.
I'm glad
I
that
get it all the
some
time.
people here get the reference. I did it to Dan in Park Asterix, and everyone just didn't get it, and I was going Dan. But yeah, anyway. Oh god, I don't know. Where
Ride
to go
vehicle,
with
bro.
this.
Right, so the ride vehicle is very interesting. It's definitely more like Gringotts, and the fact that it looks like it does quite a substantial drop. They're jumping off a cliff in the teaser, and then they're going through a portal, and then
Yeah,
what looks like. So it looks like you're going to go down a drop and then shoot backwards. By the looks of what we saw on that little teaser there, well, obviously we don't know what it's going to do. We have seen some steep track though. Like when we looked at the construction in previous episodes, there is definitely a spike in there. Yeah. So, man, another reason to go to PortAventura. I mean, you don't really need one.
Oh,
But
yeah, I
now-
don't need
now-
one anymore.
No, this is sick. I'm really excited for the park to have this kind of ride because
this looks like we
It's-
saw this the other week, but
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
it looks.
When I first saw it, I was like, "Oh, is that real?" But
It's
feel
not.
like it's
It's a
rendered.
concept.
it's not
but
real.
It is rendered, but it's
But
very good.
by looking at the actual walls we've seen in Far West, the rock work has been done to like perfection. Like,
Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
imagine it's a look
I
pretty
think
much like this. Like,
the
I think
actual
what I gathered
entrance is
from
background where there's like a games unit. I think they might have removed that, and that's where the entrance is.
yeah.
Oh, that's a good point. Oh,
okay.
yeah. I know what you mean.
So you
now.
reckon you'd go through like just a separate like little, yeah?
like
'Cause
by
it is-
the
it's still- it's
I'm looking at a
western,
top.
right?
I'm looking at a top down in Google Maps. Like by the carousel. Is that?
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
By the
yeah.
carousel, there's a
Oh,
little
Mike.
games
Hi, Mike.
unit.
That's what I was thinking. That's where all the games are in that, like elf
Yeah,
shape
will have
part of the
removed
area.
that.
Hello, Mike.
Yeah. Hello, Mike.
Yeah, so it's interesting because when we first heard about this, I didn't know if it was going to be. I was like Uncharted. I was like, I don't know how that's going to
We were saying it was like going to be an
into
RMC.
Far West.
Yeah.
But like obviously it is. Yeah, this storyline is a Far West style.
Big IP as well. Big IP.
And just like with the rock walls as well, like it looks like I was about to say, like it looks like the transition from the more stereotypical Far West, obviously aesthetic, to the slightly more, I suppose, jungle style theme of Uncharted. Like the transition is going to be really seamless.
Yeah,
it looks like
a new weenie for the park. I reckon that whole building.
Weenie.
it's not going to be that big.
Oh, I think it will be. I think it's
it's
We
not
love
not
a big
really
weenie.
It's not going to be weenie size.
We'll see.
Weenies have got to be big.
It's already there. It's already erected.
Oh, the weenie's been erected.
This bloody.
It's about what they. It's about what they do with it.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
Hope it has aircon inside. Yes, good shout, Matt.
Yeah, except not them little crappy fans that they have.
No, the fans are shit.
They're just
Them fans
literally
are
just like.
shit.
That was the thing. That was the great thing. I think what are you laughing at?
Average weenie.
Average weenie. So yeah, because like that's the thing. When I think we spoke about this before, but oh my god, no, I can't remember the name of the part now. What's that part that we was talking about the other week? What we've both been.
Oh fucking
to?
hell! Narrow it down.
Not. I'm talking to Luke.
Oh, we've both been to what? Terra Mythica? No.
Terra Mythica.
Yeah.
The great thing about Terra Mythica was every
Did you get that in
queue,
one?
because he just knows me, man. He just knows me. But like in all the queues, they had like them spray fans that would just like mist the misters.
Spray?
Yeah,
they would just mist you, and it was like so nice in that way.
It was nice.
But why haven't they got them at PortAventura? It's ridiculous.
I don't know. I don't know why they've not got a full aircon system in every fucking ride station. It's ridiculous,
insane, isn't it? Like it's mental. But anyway, next up we have Big Bear Mountain.
Well. But before we go there, with Uncharted being announced to be open, you know, there's another one in Spain that has just opened as well.
Yes. Yeah.
You're probably if people are trying to get over to Spain to get in between the two, like they'll be looking for ways to get from Barcelona to Madrid because Gotham City Escape just opened this past weekend as well.
Yeah, boy.
I haven't heard of that thing.
Yeah, no, it just
What's that, right?
It's something Scott from Your Experience Guide keeps banging on about on the internet. So like he was over there, and to my knowledge, and he's like the only one who the only English person who I know that was over there. Anyway, he's the only one I've seen talking about it.
He's really like give it fantastic reviews, and he's made me want to get out there and ride it.
But he didn't like Ride to Happiness, so I don't trust him anymore. Shit taste.
But he did like.
Posters.
But he did like Velocicoaster, so that's why I'm conflicted.
You say he didn't like Velocicoaster?
No, I said he did.
Oh,
like
okay.
Velocicoaster.
I was to say,
Imagine he didn't like.
I wish Scott was here to defend himself.
I said he did like Velocicoaster and didn't like Ride to Happiness. That's why I'm conflicted. That's why I don't know whether to trust him or not.
It's like a grey Jedi. It's in between. Right?
Hello, Abby.
Yeah.
Hi.
We've descended into madness.
So everyone's replying to Kira because Kira had a question about it, saying, "Have never been to PA. Is the queue jumping really as bad as everyone makes it out to be?" I would say it's not. I don't think it is as bad as everyone says it is.
No, it's not.
I've witnessed a lot of queue jumpers, but I've also witnessed a lot of queue jumpers in the
Yeah, I've witnessed a lot of towers in the last few visits I've been to.
I think if you go on a Saturday, you'll experience more. But if you're going on a Saturday, then I wouldn't say this about any other park, but if you are going on a weekend,
Prepare for hell.
Just get fast passes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the line's going to be that fucking long anyway.
It's just unbearable in that heat. Without a fast pass, they prioritize. We've said this a million times, but they prioritize the fast pass queue. You'll get on everything so quickly, and it's not. I don't know. I'm not keeping up on the prices, but it's usually not that much money to just do like a one shot fast pass. And if you are going on a weekend, just get it. Like you won't regret it. Like it's a lot of money. It's a bit more money.
To be fair, when I've heard about queue jumping at like Spanish parks, it always seems to be Park Warner that gets a worse rap than PA. Like. You know,
well, that's what Gemma just said. Gemma said that.
Don't ask Gemma about bloody queue jumping in Park Warner, for God's sake. Spicy Gemma, man.
I mean, we got that in Blackpool, didn't we?
She's a handful, man. She plays the innocent, but God, she's a handful.
There's a question in the chat asking when. Oh, yeah, June 17th. Yeah, I was trying to think when it was. I couldn't think when Uncharted opened.
Oh yeah. June 17th. Is it June 17th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I called it
good timing.
I called it June 71th.
June 71th.
I mean, yeah. June 71th, the celebrated holiday of Uncharted. There you
go.
So yeah, there we go. There we have it. Big Bear Mountain at Dollywood has opened. Did anyone see Dolly Parton's?
Yeah,
it is. I love her so much.
It was the best thing.
I didn't.
What?
I didn't
watched it.
Where is it? No. Looking now.
Yeah,
it was cute, man.
It was really cool.
Song.
Yeah, about the whole thing. So yeah, like I'll get the POV up.
Yeah, do. It's fun. It looks amazing,
mate. It's so insanely long.
What?
I said it's so insanely long as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. That might.
What is happening?
Your internet's gone weird.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to play videos. Am I okay now?
Yeah.
To be fair, it was cutting you off a little bit. I wasn't mad at it, but like.
Shut up. Shut up.
Shut up, Hans.
You divvy.
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 I've not heard that since I was about 9.
Divvy. Oh
This last
my
time you
God.
heard someone call someone a divvy.
Oh,
Fucking
God.
Yorkshire hour over here.
Divvy. I'm going to start using that now.
All right, Big Bear. Let's go. Bear left.
It's actually a really good POV, this. Bear left.
Oh.
You're an idiot.
It's not. Oh, for fuck's sake! It's
Bear left.
It's laggy. It's like
It's
like
very
playing
laggy.
Planet Coaster when you got too many mods installed.
I just saw I saw the Dolly Parton bit.
It's good.
Her
Isn't
outfit was really good. Love it.
Is this any
She's a
better?
queen.
No,
Oh, it's not even playing.
No.
You're saying it's not even moving, Luke.
But you can see
Say
people
no.
walking. You can see people walking. It's laggy.
Is that better?
No,
No.
No.
you can see people walking. It's like fucking.
What are you lying for?
Just trying to troll me. I'm like,
No, it's shit. Don't show it.
Shall I try showing it? Yeah, I was about to say I'll try showing it.
Yeah.
Do you want me to send you the link? The one
Oh, yeah,
Talk
quickly, though.
yourselves, everyone.
While we find
Luke's brought
It's in
that
the
up.
private chat. It's in the private chat. More.
I've got it up. I'm trying to share.
Okay.
You need to bring it
Okay.
onto the thing.
How?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Right. No, that's me.
No, it was me.
That's
What is
me.
wrong
That's
with
a
you?
Brian.
That's me.
Oh, there's
Oh, it's still laggy.
yeah, it's still laggy. It's a stream. That's what I'm saying. It's a stream yard thing,
Yeah,
man.
thing. Can't share screens. It's not very good. Sorry. You have to
I'll,
go watch the
I'll,
pub
I'll have
yourself.
to start downloading the videos.
Put the link in the chat.
Imagination.
Put the link in the chat.
Everyone
Let
can just go
everyone
and YouTube it. But
This is
Right.
chaos tonight.
anyway, so I thought it was really good, but it does look a bit better in place. Hey,
Hey.
it's literally what we said before. Was that
Yes.
like it's cool? I love it. I like how like weavy it is and stuff in and out around all the rocks and stuff. But like it just they should have. I feel like they should have tried a little bit harder just to have some more like thing. It's just dirt at the minute. It's just
Yeah.
So this is what I was gonna say.
Mm.
So my friend Jack Thrilling Moments. By the way, shout out Jackie just started his new not even new, just brought back him and Chris their Twisted Travelers podcast this today. They dropped their first episode in over a year and a half. So go check that out. But yeah, my friend Jack from Thrilling Moments Photography, he is very Dollywood used to be his home park, and he's told me that just basically the construction and opening of Big Bear Mountain got delayed by a bunch of time just because of how harsh the winter in Tennessee has been. Yeah. So they haven't had much of a chance to put back in the trees and foliage that they were planning to include around the area, just because of how, how sensitive the ground has been. They do plan to, go back in there and replant loads of grass, loads of foliage, loads of trees and stuff. So it won't eventually be as bare as that. As far as I've been told, they've already planted some trees back in and loads of seed for grass as well. So they are at the very least aware of how barren that whole plot of land looks.
Because it's I think that's the thing. Like, I mean, I don't think it will take long. It's just a weird contrast, because what you think of Dollywood is just like beautiful nature.
Yeah, of course.
And then this major coaster that they've just built. It's a family coaster, but it's a major, it's a big coaster.
It's a big one.
It is. It's not just like, it's not a little family. It's not just like his typical little family edition. It's a bit. It's a
step up from Fire Chaser, which you'll see when you get over there, Sean. Like Fire Chaser Express is a little. I don't really like saying underwhelming, because that makes it sound like I was expecting more than just a family coaster, which I wasn't. But Verbolten is a family coaster also. But it's a family thrill, and I was expecting Fire Chaser Express to be more like on the level in terms of speed and like relative intensity to Verbolten, and it's not that. Like it's a step, but it's a step below that. Like this looks like a step up, like a more intimate step up from Fire Chaser Express, and they need more family capacity in that park. Like as good of a job as Dollywood does with just high capacity rides and catering to families, like holistically in the entire park, they just need more of it, especially in the Wildwood Grove area as well, where Dragonflyer, the suspended family coaster, the Vekoma suspended family coaster there, suffers capacity wise because they can only run one train on it. So this is going to help out massively. Yeah.
For fuck's sake. Just
like Is this any better? Like, it's better when we can talk through it. It's just better.
It's exactly the same.
Just let it run.
It was better for all of 0.1 second, and then it got laggy.
It was good when it was still.
We can just pause it. It's a slideshow. Like, imagine it's.
Can you narrate it? Like.
So
when you put it on
and we're turning down to the right. Down to the right.
And he's going left.
Right. I'll do Coaster Giants noises. Ah!
You have to get some nostril POV. It's one of Matt's videos.
Nostril POV.
Nostril POV.
So it's just it really did genuinely surprise me though, just how like
use your imagination.
A long ride.
It is. Yeah, it's massive. It's massive.
Ride.
So what really surprised? What is this? What would you even call this thing here? Because it's not top hat, is it? Like it just goes up and then.
It's like an S.
What would you call it? S curve.
Just a little S. It's just a
little trick track.
Half a drop.
S hill trick track kind of. Yeah.
A maneuver.
It looks like we'll call it
a maneuver.
A maneuver.
It's a maneuver.
But what would RMC call it? That's the question.
A wave
step up under. S up under.
A wave flying double turn. Wave flying double turn with pretzels.
It's moving slightly to the left. That's what it's doing.
Trick track S up maneuver.
Yeah.
Don't forget with pretzels.
I'm a fan of it.
Yeah, it looks nice. I think it's gonna be a really good
You can
ride.
see there as well the foliage they planted. Like it's gonna
when it's all grown in a bit better, it's gonna look nice.
I mean, you can say that for anything. I think it's just for me. It's like it's this bit here. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like this bit,
Yeah.
it's where I'm
Yeah.
like, it's just a desert. But
Yeah.
I mean,
And
Yeah.
that bit of
Barren.
like that half
Fair.
out of the two halves looks like the area that's supposed to be the most forested as well. Like the second half looks like it interacts with the pathways a little bit more in the area. But this half, the first half, looks like it's supposed to be really hidden away.
just a
Well,
big.
I
This
think-
is the Bear Mountain part. Is that why it is called Big Bear Mountain? 'Cause it's a
Yes,
big bear
yes.
mountain.
I think it's because they've cleared
Didn't-
so much for future expansions behind it as well and near it. That now they're now going to grow it all in, and it won't
And it's
take
got
long.
the frazzles.
Yeah, it won't take
You're
long.
rustling 'em.
I'm gonna sneeze so you couldn't hear me.
Lloyd asked the question up here as well about Fire Chaser Express versus Pegasus Express at Park Asterix. I haven't ridden Pegasus Express, but Sean, what do you think of it from when you went and rode it?
I loved it. But I really like 13 as well. I like them like family little they're just like meandering little coasters.
Yeah, I enjoy them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they are
and
like they
I
are
think
super
they're
fun.
mega fun.
There's a place
'cause
in a theme park for that attraction.
Yeah, they're not trying to be
sure.
anything. They're not trying to be anything other than that. I mean, 13 arguably was the way it was marketed. It was trying to be more than it was. But
the drop's cool though.
the coaster by itself, what Intamin were trying to do was exactly what they did. You know, they had the constraints. Had to like not. They couldn't. There's certain trees they could not put
They
down.
literally weaved around trees.
And they weaved around trees and just did it, and it was impressive that they even managed to put it in. To be honest, but like, yeah, with these type of coasters, Pegasus Express and stuff,
Yeah,
I always enjoy them.
Fire Chaser is
Yeah,
one of them family coasters that I've always really wanted.
Fire
to
Chaser
ride.
Fire Chaser is the exact same ride model as Pegasus Express. For anyone that doesn't know, it's a Gerstlauer family coaster with a backwards section. Don't get me wrong, I really like it.
theme is
It's just
supposed to be good as
I was
well.
expecting it to have pack a bit more of a punch than it actually does. But I was still expecting a good quality family coaster, and that's what it is.
I think it's the backwards section. I think the backwards parts always make up for everything because it's like the last thing you experience. And I think for me, it was like on Pegasus, for example, that's what I loved the most about it. And it was like I think I loved the views because you was going over the rapids and the water and stuff. I think it really makes sense on what you're doing. But yeah, there we go. That is Big Bear Mountain. I will report back when we go and do it.
Can't wait to hear your trip report. Right, so that's going to have to be a full episode, just your trip report.
No, it's not. It's going to be like Emma will just lose the will to live if I just talk about my trip to America for like an entire episode.
I was going to say, especially American coasters.
Yeah,
I
someone
got
to talk
snatching.
about. Yeah, well,
Speaking of American coasters.
Speaking of American coasters.
Grizzly.
Yep, that has King's Dominion have announced. Well, I say announced. It's open now. They announced that it was opening May 13th, and it has gone and opened. I've heard the vast majority of people who have done it have just been saying like how much better it is now.
So context again is that Gravity Group have gone in and retract significant amount of the track, and yes, the same thing they've done with Megaphobia, same pre-cut engineering track. I think they've made the first drop steeper as well. And yeah, so they've just got the Gravity Group stuff, which also, and this is like a tangent a little bit. The fact that they're RMCing a mind blower to me blew my mind. I did not see that coming. I'm guessing you probably knew about this, McCall.
Oh no! It took me by surprise just as much as you did as well. Like I thought it. Well, not that it's getting retracked, but specifically that it's RMC doing it.
Getting on RM, yeah. So I'm guessing it's going to be. It's going to be an iBox track, right?
No, it's what the retracking method is called, or just the type of track that they use is 208 retrack. basically keep the same or very similar profiling of the ride as it is, but just retrack it and just give it smoother, stronger track. Really, it's all steel, but it's not that they're essentially making it an entirely new experience.
But why? Why not just get? I mean, I know why, because they've just had an RMC at another park, so they've probably got a deal on it.
Yeah.
I'm like, Gravity Group have already done it, and when I rode Mindblower, it was amazing. It was incredible. Like, but it just seemed like the park. But you did it when it was being rough. You did it in the last couple of years when it was being rough, right?
Yeah.
Like I did it in 2019, and it was like perfect. I did like multiple rides on it. And people I knew who liked it back then went and did it in like the last year or so and said it was awful. And then we on the podcast we got all them pictures up of the state of the track.
So what are you asking? Why aren't Gravity Group just retracking it?
Yeah, because like the park clearly have not looked after that track. They've just let it rot. They've let it like just get into the state it had because it was like literally splitting.
Probably off the back of Very Force One.
Well, yeah, I know why that. Yeah, I know why they've done it because they've got a deal. They've obviously got a deal. But I'm also like, it's a Gravity Group. Like Gravity Group exists,
and it's also probably so they don't have to. It's not, like I know the whole thing around sort of like the marketing of the durability of wooden coaster stacks, like within the track design, especially with Intamin prefabs. Like they were marketed that you don't have to
maintain them,
like maintain them and check them as often when you really do.
Yeah,
but I mean, comparing that to like the 208 retracking, like the actual stack where the wooden stack would be on the 208 retracking, it's still all steel. It's just reprofiled, and I'm not 100% sure on how it differs from the iBox track design, but I think the rails are just smaller. I think that smaller, they maybe can't handle the type of forces and stress that the iBox, just like a stronger iBox track design can handle.
So
don't quote me on that. Yeah. I'm just thinking out loud.
Do we think it will have
new trains?
Do you think the Timberliners will go?
That's the thing. So what's the coaster the coaster at Silverwood? It's either Tremors or Timber Terror. One of them has used RMC's 208 retrack, and they still run PTCs on it. They didn't change the trains.
Well, maybe that's why they do this track, so you can fit all the trains on.
Chat. Dan's in the chat.
Oh, shame! Shame!
How dare you, sir? How dare you?
Everyone, done. It's all right, mate. You had fun.
It's all good.
I gave you 30 seconds. It's fine.
We saw that profiling, bro.
We love you, Dan. Don't worry. Don't feel bad. Only joking. But yeah, no. So I'm wondering if they do this. They use this specific type of like the 208 or 205, 208. 208 track. 205.
205.
24.
To me, to you.
I wonder again, I'm thinking out loud, this could be complete bullshit and someone will have the answer to this, but I wonder if they use this track so they can put older style trains on it, or like just they're more adapted. There could just be like, could be that, couldn't it? Really?
Yeah, it could be like a cheaper
there we go. I was right.
Ads with the facts.
Yeah, it's like I said, with one of Silverwood's 2 CCIs, like they still run the PTC woody trains on them. So it's I can only think that it's a cheaper option for people who want to extend the service life of their old wooden coasters without having to spend the money to turn it into an entirely new experience if they ultimately choose not to do that. All the marketing that has to go into that, all the basically changing the target audience for it and everything, all the trains that go with it, etc.
Yeah.
For something like Silverwood, that Silverwood's a kind of relatively small park. Yeah, like it works. It works as an option like that. And for Fun Spot, they just got that at Fun Spot Atlanta.
Yeah,
and that was a huge investment with everything that had to go into that. I think it was something around $20 million, like the entire investment, which included the new parking lot renovation that they did as well. So, like, thinking of it financially, like from an financial perspective, how can we then improve the experience of a wooden coaster that we have down in Florida, one of our marquee attractions across all our parks, without having to spend so much money into making it into an entirely new, attraction. And it's a good option for them.
I think it is. I think it's brilliant. I think it's genius, to be fair.
What, for Mindblower?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll if when I ride it, I'll make my mind up. But when it was running good, like Mindblower was incredible, and it was so different to anything else that I'd done in that style, because it felt like a cross between GTI and an RMC, and I liked that.
Right.
Mindblowers used to be one of them coasters that was like on my bucket list until like the last couple of years, because everybody used to hype it up proper. And then obviously it's gradually gone downhill, and I'm not too excited. But now
it's going to be interesting to ride it and to report.
I'll be happy if it feels like it used to, but I just feel like it's going to be, it's just going to be a steel coaster, isn't it? And it's just like, sometimes it's nice to just have a nice a woody feel to something.
I enjoy it,
but we'll see. So next up, Tundra Trista at Canada's Wonderland is it's not open, is it? It's testing.
It's testing. Yeah,
mate, this thing's massive.
A Mondale Avalanche.
Fucking huge, mate.
Bloody big.
Pretty crazy. If I can, I don't know where it is now.
I got it wrong.
Chat, isn't it?
Imagine Talakan on a massive arm.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's more of it's the top spin type vehicle on a giant fucking arm.
So here we go. This is just like the most insane thing, and this goes all the way over, right?
Yes.
It's
It looks like something that I'd really enjoy, but cry about it at the same time.
I mean, it looks big next to Yukon Striker, which is.
I really want to try it. Yeah.
It's fucking
I love my
huge.
flat rides. I love my big flat rides like this, so it's be something that I'd really want.
Look at that.
I think I'd like this. I don't like spinny rides, but this seems like
it seems quite slow. So
in
terms of its rotation,
I like I like gyro swings. I like screaming swings, and I don't mind.
I would like it to speed up a little.
Yeah, I don't know if we're seeing the.
Think about the mad hang time you'll get on it though.
Surely
like,
it could just be testing,
because there's no, I can't see that going all the way over at the minute. I mean, look at that.
I've seen another video where it does actually go all the way over.
This looks like
the type of arm it has. It's a cantilevered arm.
Yeah, it looks like a garden rake.
It has a counterweight on the other side.
I wonder if it's slow or it's just like a park spill cinematic. Everything's slow down.
No, we do this every
time.
I love how
you said that like it's not your fault.
We've discussed this. Every time we see a POV, we bitch that it's slow. Stop.
Yeah, stop it.
That is real, Matt. That is real.
Yeah, it looks fake, but it's actually real. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's real.
When I saw the computer generated concept of it, I was like, no park is ever gonna fucking get this. And here we go.
It looks good.
I'd
definitely ride it. Yeah, it looks good.
Canada's Wonderland is a park I want to get to just because their flat ride selection looks insane. Like they already
Canada, mate. How have you not been?
Because it's on the other side of the fucking country.
So is Oakwood.
Oakwood's far, mate. Let's not compare that. Oakwood's like going to Mordor. It's fucking miles away.
Mate,
That
like,
ride reminds me of.
Thorpe Park is like 5 hours away from Emma.
It's a fucking mooch, mate. That ride reminds me
Canada's
of.
Wonderland's a bit more than 5 hours from me.
How long? What, by
There's
plane?
a ride that goes to Hyde Park Winter Wonderland called Gladiator. I think it's a KMG. It's like a booster max, but it turns, and that's what that reminds me of. Just a fucking massive one with more seats on. I don't know if anybody knows their funfair rides, but that's what it looks like. And yeah, it just looks like a gigantic version of one of them.
Of what?
So at Hyde Park Winter Wonderland, there's a ride called Gladiator, and I think it's
Mandrill Turbine.
yeah,
Apparently.
it's like a booster max kind of thing. However, the seats.
Oh,
like,
I know what you're
rotate.
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks similar to that, but on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
I just need to see.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
So
it
you
does, to be
still
fair.
get like the rotation of
Yeah.
the versions, but there's just more seats on it.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
For podcast
looks
listeners,
so
Sean has
weird.
now discovered this ride. Oh, what?
For podcast
Give-
listeners,
weird.
give them a
Keith
minute,
too
while I have a
has
look.
discovered this.
This
Um,
thing here.
We should talk about Europa as well before we
Yeah,
go.
we will. That.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a similar kind of thing. It goes right over, and it flips like a booster would. However, the seats turn around
Oh.
as well, if that
Wow.
makes sense. So imagine that with like this new ride, like longer arms, more seats, and obviously it's only on one end.
A
But
bigger
it's
garden
it's a
rig.
similar thing. It goes right over the top, but then the seats rotate. It's the same thing, right? Similar. Am I
Yeah.
talking shit? I
No,
think I know
yeah,
Yeah,
what
no,
I'm
you're
I
right.
get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's
know
just a
enough about rides.
gigantic version of one of them.
James, create one. Thank you.
Yeah, Mondale. It's the same manufacturer as Ad said.
In-
Cool. So what's going on at Europa? Something big.
Voltron
Has
has
been-
been topped off.
Topped off.
Yes.
Its
it has.
track is fully completed.
Connected.
Oh, I'd said it's the same manufacturer as Tundra Twister. I was on the right path.
I've said that 3 times.
I wasn't listening.
She was eating her frazzles.
I've given up. They were too
She is
noisy.
bad.
Too noisy.
Yeah. So yeah, we
Yep,
have
Voltron.
Voltron has been topped off.
Voltron.
Which,
Such a cool name for a ride. I love it.
It is complete.
It is complete.
Yeah, I
I
saw the little
believe they
video that they
are-
pulled.
Oh yeah. There you go.
They are waiting for the electronic stuff to be ready, basically.
Yeah.
Wait, is the entire layout being? Is this the very last?
Yes,
piece of
that was
Yeah,
the last
last
piece
piece.
of track to be installed.
Oh.
The latest.
I'm really
addition to the
excited- I'm
Mac
really exci-
showroom has
I
been
am
added.
really excited, right? But I also think they've missed a trick by not putting in an extreme spinner. Like it's literally.
It
the
seems
best
very,
model.
a
Yeah.
very
It's not the
odd
best model
choice.
they've ever made.
And they're
Yeah.
not
But they've
getting
made
one
it.
themselves.
Yeah.
And this is a showroom, so like
Yeah,
Let's
but
see.
like it's also a theme park. It's
Was
not
that
just a
a door? Or
showroom.
did someone just
fucking
fart?
chair
was
is
Luke's
pissing me
chair.
off. My fucking chair.
Fart.
My chair is like
Oh, let one slip.
oh, it's so bad. This chair, honestly. I need a new chair.
Oh god.
Start
so
GoFundMe
much
for a new chair, please. Coaster looks great.
Oh, god.
Sounded like a proper fart. Sorry,
It did,
carry
didn't
on.
it? It always does.
Carry on.
Okay.
You can tell Emma's had a good time tonight.
Oh
I'm gonna mute Emma.
I can't help it.
Just flatulence.
It's just fucking correct from my chair. Oh, it's so bad.
So that's Europa Park, guys.
Yeah,
Europa
Party
Park
chairs.
Voltron's been topped off. Woo, it looks
god.
cool.
Oh shit.
it looks amazing. This ride looks
It does
so
look very cool.
so cool. It's
Oh.
Yeah.
Out of all the attractions they've got at Europa Park, this is the
Oh.
one that's making me want to go more than any of the others.
It
Um,
definitely looks like it will be the best ride there. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Oh dear.
like I think even though, like I've said before, like I liked Silver Star, I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
Against Sorry McCall, but I thought it was better than Mako, 100%.
Why are you saying sorry to me?
Because I know you like, I know you love
Alright.
Mako. I know you love
Sorry,
Mako.
Kyle.
I think it's great.
Also-
have I told you I prefer Goliath at Six Flags Over Georgia to Mako? Did I ever say that?
I don't know, but I'm
I
not.
don't know if
I'm
you
not
did or
certain.
not.
Yeah. I come to the conclusion after some night rides on it, and
Yeah.
it is better.
But yes, Mac
but
have
this
fully
looks-
installed the track 15 weeks after they first started. By the way, that's how quick this
That's
ride has gone
madness,
up.
that,
That's
isn't it?
crazy. That's
Exodus
yeah.
what?
I mean, that's the benefit of being like a park that isn't.
I was gonna say they're
isn't it?
literally
Like-
just down the road, aren't they?
Yeah, literally just like, oh, we need this.
Track's
Just
ready.
go.
Okay, cool. We'll come get it.
Just leave it on the front porch. I'll come pick it up in a few hours.
I'm grabbing.
But yeah, I mean,
Please send funds for a new chair.
So I remember once, right? We were doing a stream and my chair did this. Literally did this. On
Oh,
its
did
own.
your chair do the 13?
It
Yeah.
did the 13 when I was live, and I can't put it back up now. This chair is
That's
like
what she said.
it's gonna kill me. It's that
Well,
bad.
see,
I can actually
yeah.
ride No Limits 2 coasters in VR and move this chair around, and I can actually like move it a little bit. It's ridiculous.
Just
so
remember you farted like it's
crowdfunder
mine.
to get in the
Crowdfund.
Secret Labs chair.
And, yeah,
They were good.
Secret Labs chair. There we go. I made it.
No, keep the chair. It makes me happy.
Yeah, you just never know when one of these chair parts are coming doing now.
It could be a real fart or it could be a chair.
I genuinely
That's
think
the
it may
game.
have just come off the face.
Really?
Yeah. I
To
think it
stay
might
really
have.
low, to stay right at the bottom of your screen.
Yeah.
Nothing to see here.
But no, I think for this, going back to Voltron, I think like this is the first coaster that they've had in ages that just is unique. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yes.
I think that's the problem with I thought about Europa Park was that there was just like no. I guess they're on the back foot because, like we say, they are pretty much a showroom for years for coasters, where
Yeah.
like they make the prototype and then give away a better version to another park. But I just think like that they are like I think they have the most attendance of any theme park in Germany. Like I think it's like something like
they
6
will.
million attendance a year, which is insane.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
Like they're not just a showroom anymore. Like they are a fully fledged massive theme park. So to see them get like a substantial unique coaster like this is what they need. It really is what they need. And you know, mate, surely they can do some deals between themselves and just get a spin like Extreme Spinner. Imagine like them just doing Ride to Happiness, but like in even more insane batshit. Like they could just do something so crazy. But I guess that's the problem with being a manufacturer. I bet they're so booked up. I bet they have to try and fit time in for themselves, right?
It's like they go to work and then they come home and work on this.
Yeah.
This is what they do.
Passion projects.
This is a passion project. But it looks great.
But
It looks fun. And I think it's going to draw a lot of people to the park because I'm looking at going now, like just to ride this. It looks crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to go see what it's about. I've always liked the look of the Mark Big Dippers, but a lot of people, not a lot of people, but like I've heard from people before that the sort of how can I put it into words? The like Gerstlauer Eurofighter-esque element choices in the layouts and like how compact the layouts can be. The novelty of those is kind of lost on some people that I've spoken to before. But for me, I think what differentiates from the Eurofighters, because I'm not really the biggest fan of the Eurofighters either.
No.
Just the wing seats on the Big Dipper trains.
Yeah.
Especially with like whippy elements like on Lost Gravity. They've always stuck out to me as something that I would really like to try one day. So like an iteration of it like this with a bit of a bigger layout, like bigger elements, but that still seem to be shaped in a way that includes the sort of like whippy sensations.
Same
in
design
them.
language, does it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But
looks like it could be really interesting.
Not the jankiness of a Gerstlauer.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
That's the key thing, really, isn't it?
Not Voltron, not the jankiness of the Gerstlauer.
Should be the tagline.
The V joy. Love it.
So cool. Wicked.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Yeah.
So that is that.
That's
I
right.
think we are done.
I think we
Oh
might
yeah.
be-
What else we got?
Brief one. I think we've spoken about it a lot before. Pipeline's finally open. Surf Coaster.
Yay!
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is open.
Nice.
Yeah, so we talked about it last week, but now
It's
actually-
bouncy.
It's
It's-
actually open.
Fully open.
It looks so fun.
It looks
Like
amazing.
It does.
it looks like it looks more comfortable. Like I've only done Shockwave as a stand-up coaster, which isn't awful, but it's not the most comfortable. Whereas Pipeline looks more drawn out, so you're not kind of bashed about as much. You know, it
People are
looks
saying,
more graceful
yeah.
And
as
it's
a
quite
stand-up
forceful as well.
coaster.
People
Yeah.
are saying that the like for guys, there isn't that much pressure on the on the
jewels.
on the jewels.
Cock, Mikhail. Say cock. We're allowed to say cock.
Cock. It wasn't needed, said it.
Oh
We said it
God,
enough.
Matt.
Matthew, behave. Stop lowering the tone.
Lowering the tone. Mikhail, finish up
For
what you were
podcast
saying, bro.
listeners, if you
We
want to
need
know
to
what
get
that
out.
was,
We need to get out.
watch the
Disgusting.
video.
To be fair, I need to get out of here.
What were you saying, though? We were talking about
Stop.
That's the fucking that's the best. That might be the phrase of the episode.
Yeah, it is.
No, yeah, it looks like it's more comfortable than maybe some people were worried about. Allison, who's just jumped in the chat. Hi, Allison. She went and rode it.
yeah, she did. Watch the video.
Last weekend.
Gecko,
Yeah,
lost,
like
lost
they
gravity
said
is not,
it's-
lost gravity ain't rough. It's not rough. Sorry, carry on.
I wouldn't know. Yeah, her and who we call Mike with the mullet in Buzz Bar circles. They went and rode it. They said it was really fun. All I'm hearing is that it's just super, super fun, and that the airtime is unique in the sense that you're on a stand-up coaster, and as it goes over the airtime hills or like airtime moments, you can like jump into the airtime moments, and like your feet are just off the ground. You're literally just floating there. Like within
That's-
the restraint, but your
yeah.
feet are off the train and shit.
Yeah, but that's
That's
what.
wild.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's literally what me and Joe have been doing on Shockwave. I know it's a bad comparison because it's Shockwave, but I like Shockwave. But if you lift, if you jump on the 0G,
Yeah,
and lift your legs up, it's the most insane feeling. Like I don't get like on anything. It's because it's a 0G as well. I don't think you do it for a lot of other stand-ups. But
I was about to
it's
say
a 0G. You do that, you feel like you're like floating. It's
yeah.
the only one with
Understand
a 0G?
once you've ridden Green Lantern, once you've ridden like Riddler's Revenge, Georgia Scorcher, like you know Riddler's and Georgia Scorcher are really good. They're my two favorite stand-up coasters. But you cannot do that on those.
No.
Or at the very least, I've never seen where that could be a possibility on any of those.
I agree with Joe. I think if you jump on that 0G, it's arguably the best airtime.
Joey's so passionate about jumping on that inversion.
Yeah,
like,
she is. She shouts at
everyone. Pick your feet up!
Yeah.
She gets really angry about it. She's a passionate girl.
Yeah, because it's so good. Because if you get people to do it, they're like, "That was so good," and then they do it, and then like, yeah, it's wicked. I love it. It's such a good feeling. So I'm glad that people are saying that about Pipeline.
Yeah,
because like it just goes to show like the good parts that I like about Shockwave are still in. Like, you know what I mean? It's a weird one. I don't know.
And the one ride I got on Shockwave, I didn't see that I could do that. Although, we never spoke about that. Like when me and you rode it that one time. I came down.
I probably forgot about that. But
I
just do it automatically now.
Yeah, and I only rode it once. So yeah.
We went on a busy day, which was annoying.
We went on a bank holiday. That's why.
It was ridiculously busy. I got in the park and I was like, "This is going to be a terrible day." Yeah, but it's all right. Anyway,
yeah, that's Pipeline.
Cool.
Let's go.
Home
time.
Next week, guys. Andy Highgate from Blackpool
what?
Pleasure Beach will be joining us. So make sure you tune in next week.
Unless he's watched this stream and thought, nah.
This stream was not a good representation of why
it's a bit
on
much.
I mean, it's gonna get worse. Yeah, thank you so everyone. Blah 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 blah
blah blah
yeah, thank you so much.
Try that again.
Thanks so much for joining us. We will be back next week. Has anyone got anything to plug while we're here? Any vlogs out?
No.
James did a vlog.
no,
on
what-
James did a
Coasting.
vlog.
Oh, yeah.
James did a vlog.
I
Yeah,
haven't
Coasting
watched it.
YouTube
I'm not
channel.
going to watch it. So
You have what? You watched it in
did.
edit when I was editing it. You have
I
watched it.
didn't properly watch it. I had it on mute.
Oh.
I don't
I
know what I
guess-
said in it. Go watch it.
You said
It
you came
says-
off
oh, just for
Jumanji
hearing
5
you.
times.
Yeah.
Right, wrap it up. I need
Wrap
the
it
toilet.
up.
Come on.
Yeah, let's go.
I guess.
Good night,
everyone.
I
Bye-bye.
will.
Just
I
quick.
will. Like,
Quick.
yo, like I will. Oh fuck it, never mind. I'll say it. I'll say it next week. 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 All right,
We
Alright,
good? Let's
You
go.
sure, you sure you don't want to say it? You sure you don't want to say it?
No, because it's about after next week's episode. So
Okay.
don't worry.
Oh, okay. All right.
Next week. All right. See ya, everyone. Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
That was chaos.